There is a news reaching us now that Sergio Ramos, mythical Sergio Ramos, and a group of investors have reached an initial agreement or pre-agreement with Sevilla major shareholders, which is they want to negotiate about buying the club. And Sergio Ramos is being told to be the president of Sevilla if that deal goes through. And it's around 400 to 400 million to 450 million. That is what they are talking about. And it's coming with an investment group which is named 511 Capital. And it is very, very crazy, knowing fully well who Sergio Ramos is. You know Sergio Ramos, mythical Sergio Ramos. Who doesn't know Sergio Ramos? One of the most dirtiest defender of all time, and one of historical best defenders of all time. Former Real Madrid legend and captain, and former Sevilla legend and captain. For him to come back and buy the club is one of the most craziest story I've ever seen. I mean, we all know the story of Sergio Ramos, how he left Sevilla, from Sevilla to Real Madrid. Sergio Ramos has been one of the most incredible defenders we've ever seen. Although history have told us that Sergio Ramos is the defender in Spain with the most red card, you know. But seeing him coming back into this Sevilla side, remember Sevilla is currently struggling. They are struggling. They can't even buy sign players and register them. We all know, of course, what has been happening in La Liga with Tebas and this fair play. But seeing Ramos coming back to be the president, is he just going to be the president or also going to play for the team as well? That is something we don't know, but it's very, very interesting. And Sevilla is not a small club. It's not a small club. For people just to see Sergio Ramos coming to be a president of a club, is Sevilla, compared to other teams that other players have already taken, Sevilla is not a small club. Sevilla is the team with the most Europa League trophy in history. So Sevilla is not a small club. Sevilla is one of the most historical clubs in Spain that have done most of the things all the clubs would wish to have. So we understand that their current situation is not a good one. They've lost a lot of players. They've sold a lot of players. They cannot even sign. Apart from recently, they've signed some players as well. But you cannot sign more than 10 million players as a Sevilla club, a club with full of history. So where did all the money go? And we've seen the club fans shouting and telling the current club president to leave the club and make sure that everything is refreshed. But this will be a good breath of fresh air for Sevilla fans and Sevilla board as a whole, because Sergio Ramos is somebody who gives his all in everything he does, and he has love of this Sevilla team. And it's very, very interesting watching this thing, because I wasn't even expecting Sergio Ramos to buy the club. Honestly, I was thinking Sergio Ramos will come back as a player, come back to maybe finish his career in Sevilla, because this is where he started. And honestly, I really want to know what your opinion about this is. Do you think it will be a success? Are you even surprised that Sergio Ramos, a huge name, a huge personality, is coming back to be the president of a club, just like Piqué have once said that he wants to come back to Barcelona to be the president of Barcelona? So this is a very interesting situation. Like I said, it also taps the emotion around the legend and his roots. Ramos is not a normal player, just a normal player for Spain. Ramos is one of the biggest Spanish players that I've ever seen. Ramos at the moment has one of the strongest personality in Spain. He has given a lot of history for this Spain. He has won the World Cup, he has won Champions League numerous times. He has done almost everything. So it's so strange that we're picturing this Ramos guy to become the president of a club, most especially Sevilla, which is a very, very high level club, which are not really passing through what they're supposed to pass at the moment. But at least I would like to see how the people are going to react. Although it's not most of the things we speak are mostly talking about the big club, big teams, big club. But when you're talking about big names players, when you're talking about players who has already marked their territory, who has already marked their era during their time, Sergio Ramos is one of these players. And honestly, I'm happy for him. And I hope the deal get done. And I hope everything that he wants with this Sevilla team come to fruition, because this Sevilla has already suffered a lot. In recent years, Sevilla has already suffered a lot of setbacks, a lot of players been leaving the stadium, everything, And the problem is not just Sevilla. That is where the issue is. The problem is not just Sevilla. Getafe cannot sign players. The best player in Getafe definitely is sitting in the bench in the English Premier League. Just to tell you how this La Liga is getting down, and Xavier Tebas is not doing anything about it. So honestly, I really want to know how this is going to play out with Sevilla and Sergio Ramos. I hope we get the deal. But the big question here is he coming to become a president? Or is he coming to play as well as a player and a captain, and also become a president while being playing football? So it's a crazy topic, honestly, very crazy topic, and I really want to know your idea. I really want to know your opinion about this. Do you think Sergio Ramos to Sevilla is going to be a success? Do you think Sergio Ramos to Sevilla is just for propaganda, or do you think Sergio Ramos for Sevilla is going to be one of the most historical returns in terms of football, in terms of passion, and in terms of a player that gives it all for his team? When Ramos plays, Ramos in the pitch, Ramos plays with his heart. Ramos plays like you owe him money. Ramos give everything when he's in the pitch. So I think this is something that Sevilla really wanted. Although I'm not saying that the president that have been in Sevilla during the years gone by have been shambles, have been passionless, But bringing Sergio Ramos into this Sevilla at the moment is like raising dead woods. Sevilla literally during these past years have been really going down. I hope this returning of Sergio Ramos really spark that life into that team, because that team really needs help. And if you don't want any team to go down, it's Sevilla, because Sevilla has given a lot of happiness not just to Spanish football but to Sevilla itself. Remember the rivalry between Sevilla and Betis. Now it's no more rivalry, because the last 2 to 3 years Betis have been beating Sevilla up and down. And this is one of the games that Sevilla live for. Sevilla would prefer losing to Real Madrid and Barcelona, but beat that Betis. Sevilla would prefer they lose the trophy than for Betis to win a trophy. So just to tell you how strong this team is and historical this team is, I really hope that Sergio Ramos being a president in Sevilla is going to sort things out. Guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about this Sergio Ramos being a president of Sevilla and what it does, not just to Sevilla Football Club, to these football clubs in Spain. That does it also mean that most of these legends that have marked their era come back to be the president of their clubs? It's a very interesting topic. For those who really see it in a very football way, insight way, you know what I'm talking about, because Piqué right now is a legend, he's a president of Andorra, and he's thinking to be president one day in Barcelona, which definitely, if he comes, I think Barcelona will vote for him. But I'm really happy. I'm happy for Sergio Ramos, and also happy for Sevilla, because they really needed his help. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Sergio Ramos becoming the president of Sevilla. And also, guys, we are on our way to 1,000. Without you guys, it is impossible. Guys, if you've been enjoying the video so far, give it a like, subscribe to it, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.